You considering a move to Fairbanks, but you've heard some horror stories and now you're reconsidering? Well, we've got some myths to dispel today, so stay tuned. Hey everyone, it's Justin Hendinger with Apex Realty Group at Real Broker here in Fairbanks, and we've been helping folks buy and sell real estate here in Fairbanks for the past 10 years. And if at any point you've got questions about the real estate market, drop them in the comments below, or you can reach out to us directly at 907-885-0316. You can also find our website and email in the description if you want to view all the latest properties for sale in Fairbanks. Let's get into it. Myth number one, you're going to see polar bears, whales, and penguins while living in the interior of Alaska. This one is not remotely true. First of all, penguins don't exist in this hemisphere outside of zoos. And second of all, whales and polar bears are marine mammals. So we're like several hundred miles away from the ocean. So unless a whale somehow was dropped in the middle of the interior, or a polar bear just happened to be migrating down here for some reason, you're not gonna see them. So this one is false. Myth number two, the crime rate is overwhelming in Fairbanks. So this myth is based on some loose, lazy statistics. Here's what's happening. Let's break it down. So people are Googling crime rate Fairbanks, Alaska, and the links that come up show that Fairbanks has about 48 instances of violent crime per 1,000 residents. So this sounds like a lot. Sounds like Fairbanks is a pretty dangerous place. So, but the problem is that they're using this factor of communities of all sizes. That's the key that they're using, communities of all sizes, and they're basing it on all other communities, right? Communities of all sizes. So Fairbanks has a population of about 32,000 people, according to most internet searches that you can do, right? That's what the most recent census has said. And let's compare it to, let's say, Los Angeles, which according to most crime stats is safer than Fairbanks. Does that sound right? I don't think so. I mean, LA is pretty nice, but it has a population of 3.8 million people. That's 128 times the size of Fairbanks in population. How are we gonna compare the two on a per thousand people, number or person rate if they are so different? It seems like they're apples and oranges. So how can we say that Fairbanks is so much more violent when it comes to violent crime than LA when we've got 128 times less people? It just doesn't seem like it's the same. Now, I don't have a suggestion for how to calculate these numbers better, but Fairbanks is certainly an outlier when it comes to these statistics. And when you're taking blanket statistics and applying them across the board at a per thousand people rate, and we have LA with like 3,898,000 people, and Fairbanks has 32,515 total people, and then you slap a broad generalization about it and say, oh yeah, well, Fairbanks, per thousand people has a higher violent crime rate than Los Angeles. It doesn't seem like that's a very representative number. And Fairbanks gets painted with this heavy criminal element brush, and it may not be deserved. So I'll let you be the judge of that. Actually, the judges will be the judge of that, but we'll just kind of figure that out. Myth number three, Alaska is an island located next to Hawaii. So this one's kind of silly, but growing up in the US public school system, all of our classrooms had maps that showed Alaska and Hawaii being in the bottom left-hand corner of our maps near California, just floating aimlessly off the coast of Mexico, leading some people to believe that this is where Alaska and Hawaii are actually located geographically. Well, I'm gonna set the record straight. That's not where we are, and that's not where Hawaii is either. Hawaii is far to the west, and we are actually far, far, far to the north. Myth number four, during the darkest 30 days of winter, vampires ravage the north. So this is one that we hear all the time, especially when you travel outside of Alaska. While some parts of Alaska do see long periods of darkness, especially close to the winter solstice, there just aren't vampires up here. The movie 30 Days of Night is pure fiction. There aren't vampires roaming the north, terrorizing Alaska, but it is a fun movie, but it's not true. Oh, before I forget, we are working on an updated relocation guide. We're gonna make a really cool video about that, so stay tuned. Like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and as soon as it drops, you'll get a notification about it. Also, like and subscribe for more Fairbanks real estate related content. Myth number 5, it is totally possible to buy a piece of property and just build your own cabin. With the advent of Alaska-based reality TV shows, we get a lot of phone calls from folks that are like, yeah, I'm just gonna go buy my own piece of property and then I'm gonna cut down the trees. I'm gonna build my own cabin. Yeah, you can do that if you want to, but the first question that I normally ask is, do you have any construction experience whatsoever? And if the answer is, well, no, but I'm gonna just YouTube it and figure it out, I would suggest not doing that. Buy something that's already built by somebody that has some experience. Having lived through the winters here, I would hate for somebody to go out, buy a piece of property on some permafrost land, find a whole bunch of black spruce whose tree trunks maybe a big black spruce might have a diameter tree trunk about that big. You want to build a house out of those? No, thank you. It's gonna be hard to heat. It's gonna be hard to stay warm. You're gonna be fighting to stay warm all winter long. That could be a very, very expensive mistake. It could cost you your life. Myth number 6, there's nothing to do and almost everything closes down in the winter months. This one couldn't be more false. Winter is whatever you want to make of it. If you want to stay inside all winter long and be all warm and cozy, and you can do that. I mean, you're probably gonna have an issue with snow piling up in your driveway and on your car, but you can do it if you want. I mean, the alternative is to follow the tips in the Winter Pro Tips video that I dropped last week and get outside. Get some skis, get some snowshoes, go buy some winter toys and get outside. The interior of Alaska is gorgeous all winter long and you'll miss out on a lot of amazing things. Get out there and experience the best that Alaska has to offer. I hope you got some value out of this video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up. We really appreciate your support. If you are looking into buying or selling real estate in the next 6 to 12 months in Fairbanks or North Pole, feel free to give us a call at 907-885-0316. Thank you and have a good day. You know what? Have a great day.